Welcome to the Poundcast. We are the hosts. That's Brent Reinbach. You might know him from
The Poundcast.
Poundcast, Pound House are his two main things that he's known for. He's also known for just being an overall just comedy legend in the scene, coming up in Oakland, and then traveling the world with his comedy and making people laugh all around the world. So that's where you might know Brent from. And I'm just Doug, Pound, all one word, two G's. And
You
I'll be
might know Doug.
I'm the other host.
You might know Doug from traveling all over the world doing comedy and working on TV shows and having a huge internet presence and
It's huge.
doing everything, being not just a comedy legend, but a music legend as well.
We're working on that, Brent. Now, we have a great show today. Me and Brent, today's one-on-one.
Yeah,
just me and Brent.
Yeah, you know how we do it.
That's all we need.
And we talk about cereal for a long time.
We talk about cereal.
And we talk about a lot of new innovative ideas. That's all we do now is we come up with really cool, groundbreaking ideas. We really push the boundaries of what's possible as far as food goes and, other things, but mostly food on this episode.
Lots of food. And then in the After Dark episode, which you can access by going to patreon.com/Poundcast.
We talk about some
we talk about boners.
We talk about some real bonerific stuff here.
Yeah, we talk about books, boners, and falling asleep with the TV on, which we don't do.
Well, it's got to start with a B, books, boners, and bore.
And bore?
Well, instead of more,
I see.
I mean, I don't know. It's like, or maybe it's more, but the B is silent, so it's.
What if there's a store called Books, Boners, and Bore, where you get like books and then like other things that can give you a boner, and then like bore, there's just a section of just like napkins and just boring stuff.
Oh, I was thinking it was different kind of pigs and stuff or something like that.
Books, Boners, and Beyond.
Oh, okay, yeah, Books, Boners, and Beyond.
Okay, well that's what the After Dark. That's what the After Dark is gonna be all about.
Hey man, that's what Legacy Music Hour is all about.
That's what it's all about. Yeah.
So
we have a sponsor. We have a sponsor this week called LouisvilleVeganFoods.com, and they make Louisville vegan jerky. Which, if you haven't tried it yet, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because you can get 20% off by going to LouisvilleVeganFoods.com and using the code word Poundcast, or getting it at. Speaking of Sprouts, we're going to be talking about Sprouts later, but you can get it there. You can get it if you're the kind of person that goes to a grocery store, you can get it there, or Whole Foods. But they are our sponsor, and they have Louisville vegan jerky and some other items, I think now, some chocolates, and you can order online and get 20% off by using the code word Poundcast.
Handbagged in the United States of America, 9 months shelf life. You can't lose.
You can't lose. This is a snack you're going to want to have in your snack corner of your house.
In your pantry.
In your Lazy Susan. You're going to want to load your Lazy Susan up with Louisville vegan jerky. LouisvilleVeganFoods.com. Use the code word Podcast. This jerky.
20% off.
To get 20% off. This jerky has saved my life many times. I've told you about it, Brent. The other day I was going on my walk, and I usually go with this group of friends. We go for a little night hike. We hike around my neighborhood because there's hills and stuff, and it's just as good as any old different hike. But you get to look at houses instead of trees or something. And this pack of coyotes comes up. They surround me on all sides. And I'm thinking, I'm a goner. I better just lay down and let them eat what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I lay down. I'm like, you win. Take my body. They come up to me and they take I forgot that I had a Louisville vegan jerky in my back pocket. They came sniffing in. That's all they wanted. was the jerky. They took the jerky.
They took the jerky. The next thing you hear is them howling in the moonlight.
Yeah, they were howling. They were doing their celebration howl.
It sounded like this. It sounded like this. Barbecue, barbecue,
Buffalo Bill. And I look back, and the pack of coyotes was all enjoying it, and they're kind of like laughing and having a great time. And I thought to myself, that's what happens when I eat that turkey with my friends when I'm camping. And the wildest part of this whole story, when they were done eating, they took the bag and they threw it. One of them lifted up a garbage can with his nozzle.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one they threw the trash away. These coyotes didn't even leave trash.
Very good.
This stuff brings out magic in people and creatures alike.
Very good.
Very good stuff. All right. So, what else is happening, Brent?
Check this out. We got this. We have a Patreon. You got to check it out. I mean, whatever. Do what you want. But if you want more Poundcast action every week, you can subscribe to patreon.com/Poundcast. And you get usually a whole bonus hour of talk.
Yeah, today we did a full bonus hour.
And more like a boner hour, actually.
Yeah.
But anyway, check that out. And it's, there's various tiers. They give you different things. You can check out the tiers. Just go to the Patreon and see what you think, and you see how you like it. And that's about it. And also, there's a YouTube channel if you want to see video of the podcast. It's youtube.com/thepoundcast. And there's also some highlight clips on there as well. Sometimes there's clips from After Dark, the Patreon only content. But
I mentioned a couple other things here, a couple more plugs. I have Ask to Dad shirts still available. XL, mediums and smalls, some long sleeves, some other various merch at dougpound.bigcartel.com. That's my store if you want to buy any fun merch. It's all in sale. It's pretty cheap, actually.
There's also a Poundcast Discord.
We're on Discord. You'll see it in the description of wherever you're listening or watching this.
Yeah, there should be a link in there.
I posted that I'm talking to Brent. Do you have any questions? And some great questions came in, and we got to those in the After Dark section. But I'll, up in the upcoming episodes, I'll be mentioning that, who are the guests and do you have any questions for them? Stuff like that. So yeah, get on the Discord, get on my Patreon, patreon.com/DougPound if you want to.
And if you're interested in some pink bismuth, you can get on the Bizcord. I don't know.
That's right.
And that's about it. Let's get it going. There's a Poundhouse pins on Rockin' Pins. You can check that out. There's a link for that usually in the episode descriptions. Let's just get on. Let's get on with this episode. The boners.
So we have a remix of the theme song that I put the stems. Another aspect of the Patreon is that I put the stems of the theme song up, and our listeners have been making these incrable remixes. And Brent, who do we have? Do we have a good one this week?
I have to, we get so many and I listen to so many, I haven't forgot what this one sounds like, but I'm sure it's good. I mean, I remember last week, that Spooky Cat one, I was loving that one. Spooky Cat 1989, I was listening to that on repeat. This one, I'm going to refresh my memory of this one after we play it, but Jocamundo is who made this one.
Oh, this one's great.
Apparently, right. You heard this one really recently.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all really so good, but this one is made with only sounds from the source. So no new sounds. This is all made from the stems.
A true remix.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should we roll the clip and then get on with the show? We're going to be talking. We'll get on, then we'll be back with Doug and Brent.
Let's roll the clip. Why don't we?
one-on-one again. Is this our second one-on-one or third? I think it's our third, isn't it? In the recent history.
Well, I mean, we've done one-on-one after darks and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
But, as mentioned earlier in the year, we're going to try to do at least one-on-one every month. And usually the first of the month, or the first Wednesday of the month, although we kind of, due to scheduling reasons, we're not doing it until this week, but whatever.
Hey, it doesn't matter when the one-on-one is. When it comes, and you better love it. You know what I mean?
You better love that.
Now, Brent, we should get the kicks thing out of the way because I'm dying to know what you got to say, because Brent sends me an email and he says, I got some things to say about kicks. And I'm like, what else do you want to say? I concede, okay? Cheerios has more sugar. All right, you won.
Now, Cheerios does not have more sugar.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. The opposite, yeah. Cheerios has less sugar.
I sent Doug a link. I mean, I wasn't going to talk about the sugar content, but I did send Doug and Jason a link on the Cheerios site itself, on the Cheerios website.
Cheerios.com?
Cheerios.com. It says 1 gram of sugar in Cheerios. And what Doug had been looking at, it must have been Honey Nut Cheerios or one of those kind of ones, But, the reason I know that Cheerios, I was so sure about Cheerios having less sugar than Kix is because I ate Cheerios all the time growing up. That was my main cereal. And on the box itself, there was a breakdown of the sugar contents in a bunch of different cereals. So what I wanted to talk about was this. Doug had said that he didn't think Kix was good. And I just wanted to say Kix is good.
That's it?
Yeah, it's good. And it's, I would call that a dessert cereal, because it's sweet and Kix are good. So I just wanted to make that clear to anybody who, thought, I don't know, I just want to make it clear that Kix is good. So it's Brent, it's Brent tested, Weinbach approved.
Wow, that was the big bombshell. Okay. Well,
yeah.
Look, I haven't had it since I was a kid, so my memory of it is not very good because I got the good stuff. I got Golden Grams, I got Honeycomb, the bangers, you know what I mean? So then when I get to a Kix, it's like, when I eat a Cheerios, I get it. It's like you're eating Cheerios. It has a flavor to it. Kix is like, it's neither here nor there. So I'm like, I don't need it. If you want me to get little round balls, give me those Cocoa Puffs.
Well, Kix has flavor to it. It is sweet.
What flavor even is it?
It's like a sweet ball. It's like a sweet ball.
Well, that's the problem with it, because you got Golden Grams, that's graham, flavor. You got Honeycomb, that's honey flavor.
Well, what's Cheerios flavor?
Cheerios is just grains or something.
Oats, no?
It's just like oat. But yeah, but Kix is like this word that they just made up. I get it. Cheerios is kind of a made up word, but it's like Cheerio. It's like an English, like, delightful. It's like when you're saying hello to someone.
It's an interesting name. Yeah.
Or what does Cheerio mean?
It means what it is.
Say is like, oh, Cheerio. It's like a greeting.
They're little O's, obviously. They're O's, right? But they cheer you up when you eat them, so they're Cheerios. It's kind of like cheery. They're cheery. They're cheery little O's.
Oh, you know what? In England, London, they say cheerio to say goodbye. So they're like, cheerio.
Yeah, I know.
So like, well, no, now you know, because I just told you. You were saying some other shit.
Well, no, I'm saying
these are like, if you encounter a box of Cheerios, you're saying goodbye. You're like, goodbye. You know what I mean?
Well, you're saying a lot of goodbyes.
You're saying many goodbyes to this. Get me back to my Honeycomb.
Well, you're saying goodbyes to those little oat things because they're going to go buy they're going into you. They're gonna
Oh, you're saying goodbye as you eat them?
as you eat them. Yeah,
Ah.
exactly. There's a bunch of them. Each spoonful is a spoonful of Cheerios. You're saying Cheerios to a you're saying a bunch of Cheerios to a little. What are they called? It's called there's a name for it. It's called a rounded. What is it called? Oh, I can give you the name of this. It's a rounded something or other.
They should make a cereal just called Goodbye, where it's like,
Or goodbyes.
I think just Goodbye is just a weird, not like the pun like Best Buy, but just Goodbye,
Uh-huh.
BYE. That's a weird name for a cereal, and it would be so weird. It would be like, I got to get that box. You know what I mean?
Uh, yeah, I guess you would. Yeah, goodbye. Yeah,
You ever see those bags of cereal that they have? They're like the budget bags.
I just thought of something by the way, but yeah. What do you mean the off-brand Cheerios?
Yeah, they had these ones that I was fortunate to get the name brand General Mills, but they would have these like generic ones that would just be in a bag and it would be like knockoffs.
Uh-huh. Oh, right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's got to be in a box. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, the box makes it look official. It's a collector's item. You can't collect a bag. You know
And I used to get those frosted mini wheats. Like looking back on what I ate when I was a kid,
that
just
those
those were
that
it's insane. It's spackled with sugar on one
that
side.
on the side of the box for Cheerios where I would see the sugar content. That was at the highest.
Yeah, that's what I ate, and thinking that those were like healthy somehow. Anyway, what's in the past is in the past.
Well, look at this.
I made
Oh,
my
this is what it is.
mistakes.
Cheerios are pulverized oats in the shape of a solid torus. A
A
solid
Taurus?
Torus. Yeah.
A Torus?
Torus. Yeah. Hey,
I never heard of such a word. What does
I
that mean?
thought it must be
A circle?
some sort of donut shape, I guess, is a torus. Yeah.
You know what? You know, it'd be a great cereal, dude. For real. Okay, a torus is a surface. Basically, yeah, it's a shape. I didn't know that a donut or an inner tube is a torus.
That's a torus.
So it's a cylinder that's connected.
It's a round. It's a
Basically a
round.
cylinder.
It's an O.
But you know what else would be a great cereal? Cheerios holes. Like
Oh my
donut
God, that's
holes.
a
Think
great
about the
idea.
hole, like
That is
micro
that is such
Cheerio
a
dust.
that's a really funny idea. Actually, that would be a great mock-up, to just make a fake box of that. That would actually be a viral sensation if you made you know how people make those fake products and they take pictures of them and then they
Yeah.
become viral? That's a great viral sensation. Cheerios holes. That's a great idea. No, I mean that's a really good idea even as an art project.
I think someone, one of the Pound Pimples should mock that up and then we should post it. Cheerio, it's hard to even say. Donut holes works, but Cheerios holes is like a kind of a tongue,
It's
kind of a tongue twister.
Cheerios hose. You have to say it like
Hose.
that. Cheery hose. So
Cheery holes.
Cheery holes. How about this as a cereal idea? You know how Cheerios goodbye, it's like saying goodbyes. What about hellos? So
Uh-huh.
it's a different brand of Cheerios that it's saying hello instead of goodbye. And there's a lot of them and they're O's as well. They're Tauruses, that is, hellos.
What if they took like
Wake up in the morning to a bowl of hellos.
well, no, see, I don't like that because that's like something that I could see happening, but a cereal just called Goodbye. And I don't know, there's something about that. Because when they market stuff, they market it to be like welcoming and fun, Cheerio. And maybe Cheerios just means cheery O's. It's like cheery, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It's
right.
things that are cheery and happy. And happy this and cookie crisp, which I never got into, by the way. But what if they took Cocoa Puffs? What if they took Cocoa Puffs and all of a sudden they revealed that was just the hole of the real cereal. So you got these big rings that are like that.
Oh,
You know what I mean? They're
whoa.
like 1 inch. They're big ones.
Oh, so they're called cocoa rows. Cocos.
Cocoa
Cocoa.
hose
No, just cocos.
or cocoa Tauruses.
Oh yeah. Cocoa Taurus.
Instead of Cocoa Puffs, Cocoa Tauruses.
So they're the rings that the puffs come from.
Yeah, the rings.
Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Or what if, okay, matzo balls? I'm trying to go bigger,
Oh
matzo
my
balls.
gosh.
Take a matzo balls. What if that just was the whole of the real deal? You know
The
what I mean? And
matzo
it's like something like
Taurus.
a monster
Monster
Taurus.
Taurus. Monster Taurus.
Yeah. And that would make sense more in a bowl, because like it could kind of fit right in there. And you can.
Think about, hey, let's not stop there. Think about other balls
I
that we
ain't
know about.
stopping. Ideas are popping, dude, right now.
Think about other balls that we know about, such as basketballs and bowling balls. Imagine the Tauruses that those are holes of, Imagine the Taurus of a bowling ball. That thing would be heavy.
Dude, that would be heavy, dude.
That'd be so heavy. And how would you use that? What do you put it on? What if you had to wear a bowling Taurus around your neck, or something like that?
That'd be quite a punishment.
It would.
Yeah, but what about, okay, so you have your some ideas are popping off right now. You know how you got your bread bowl?
Yeah.
Why don't they just make one out of cereal? Like whatever that slurry, when you're making a Cheerios or a Cocoa Puff, it's probably starting in a big vat and it's a big pile of slop, like a big, you know what I'm saying? It's a big mush
Well, it probably goes into a thing
until it
that
goes into
molds
the robot that cooks
into
it.
well, there's a Taurus mold. There's probably a Taurus mold,
Yeah,
right?
so why can't they take whatever that slop is that they turn into cereal and make it into a bowl? Instead of a bread bowl, have a cereal bowl with the same cereal, or you can have a Cheerios bowl with Cocoa Puffs in it. And then when you get down to the milk, you just eat the bowl. You're not into that?
I'm thinking. So you have to suck the milk out first before you. Well, I don't know. Wouldn't the thing just get soggy? I guess a bread bowl doesn't get soggy, but
You got to eat fast,
yeah, I guess so.
you know?
Well, I guess that could be kind of cool, but then you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to dunk the bowl in milk, I guess, right?
What does that have to do with anything? It's already, it
Yeah.
would be like compressed, so it could withstand. Maybe it's thick is what it is. It's like a bread
Mm-hmm.
bowl is like thick. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like an inch thick. You make an inch thick cereal bowl.
Inch thick.
We should
I
work
like
at
my
like,
bowls
we
inch
should,
thick.
the clowns that they get working at these companies that are like coming up with creative ideas, they got to get us. You know what I mean? Candy companies, cereal companies, get us in there. Let us go to work. We can invent some stuff that'll be like the new craze. Like, do they have crazes anymore with like food? Because like when I was growing up, there was like fruit roll-ups. Everyone, they were like everywhere. There was pudding pops. You know what I mean? There was like things like that. And now what do they got? Go-Gurt? Is that what kids have to work with now? It's a disgrace.
Go-Gurt.
Go-Gurt just sounds gross.
It
Go-Gurt.
does kind of sound gross, but
It's like, hey, Mom, I wish I had yogurt in my pocket. Ugh. Okay, I guess some marketing guys somewhere are gonna have to invent that.
yogurt in my pocket. That's now actually that would be a better title for it. Yogurt in my pocket. Oh, Mom, can I get yogurt in my pocket? It's like that's the brand,
Imagine that, like the first time some mom tried to do that, she's like, okay, let me see those pants. And she just dumps it in. And his hands are like covered in yogurt. He's like, Mom, it's hard to eat.
Well, then they put a
It
straw
brings
in
it
it.
up. What's that?
Or maybe they get us. There's a new technique where there's a straw that connects to their pocket, and it kind of goes up to it's like a helmet that has the straw or whatever, or some kind of device that makes the straw go into their mouth when they want it. So they can just suck on this yogurt from their pocket just whenever they want.
Man, they gotta just. I mean, hire us for a week. We'll do like a residency,
I would
and
love
we'll
to
just
come.
bang out all these ideas.
What if? Okay, hold on. What if this was a TV show idea? It's about these guys who are really good at coming up with new product ideas and stuff, or something like that, and they're really ridiculous.
I mean, I'm into it. It's
I
kind of
mean,
like,
could
remember
that be
that
a?
movie from like the 80s? It's called like How to Get Ahead in Advertising.
Is that with Michael J. Fox?
I feel like Dudley Moore
Oh,
is in it.
who?
I might be getting two different movies mixed up,
Wait, there
but
was another movie. Was that with the
but
Richard E. Grant who has this pimple that grows on him and stuff?
that's How to Get Ahead in Advertising because it's a pun
Yeah.
because he,
Okay.
he
Yeah.
gets
Yeah. Yeah.
ahead. A head grows
Got
out
it.
of his
Okay. Yeah.
neck.
Yeah. Yeah. Richard E. Grant. Richard E. Grant is the actor in that.
What's that movie with Dudley Moore?
Uh, you thinking about the movie with Liza Minnelli?
It's coming up. It's called
Arthur?
Crazy People. Crazy People.
Oh, Crazy People. Right. Right. Right.
So
Oh yeah.
he's like it's got Daryl Hannah.
Oh.
All I remember is like he started doing like honest advertising.
Oh yeah. There was that. Remember Sony Boney?
Remember like Sony? And it's kind of like racist stuff. It was like Sony electronics equipment is better because Asian people who make it are smaller, so they can see the circuits better.
Oh, that's right.
It would
Yeah.
say it was stuff like that.
Where
Yeah,
they
so
were
this would be
close.
different than that. This is like these are just great ideas. That's sort of like uh I don't know if that's an honest ad, but like they would say Volvo is boxy, but it's good or something. Like
Well, I remember they had this one part where they were meeting with the Sony people and they said, well, here's our new campaign. And it showed Sony products, stereos and stuff. And it said Sony. And then they flipped the page and in the same font as Sony, it says Boney, but it's Bony, Bony. And it just showed this kind of really skinny guy, just this bony kind of guy. I thought that was hilarious.
is that from that movie?
Yeah. Well, it's either from that movie or it's from the movie Gung Ho.
All right. Well, okay, we have a TV. So far, we have so many ideas, money making schemes. We got
Cheerios holes is a really cool idea. That's all you.
We got a TV show idea. We got cereal ideas. Cheerios holes, Cheerios bowls. You know what? Put the holes in the bowl. Do them both in one ad.
What about this?
It's like this. You know Cheerios, right? Uh-huh. Remember it? It's been around for like 50 years. Yeah. It's a little circle, right? Well, now, where do you think those holes have been going all these years? Introducing Cheerios holes. Yeah. The kids, all their eyes get really big and their heads like blow up. They're like,
oh. Their eyes get big, but the pupils become whole. The Cheerios holes.
Uh-huh.
And also, then you say, well, we've been saving up those little holes for the last 70 years, and they're all in a warehouse, and we're releasing them today, or something like that. We're releasing them now for your gastronomic pleasure.
And some guy in a hard hat's going like, release the holes. They're like, we can't store these holes anymore.
And then the commercial just shows basically a tsunami or like a big tidal wave of these holes just coming for like a town, like flooding a town or something like that.
All right, should we move on, or you got any other cereal related content?
Well, let's think about this. Here's a new thought, by the way. You know how you're saying, oh, let's put the holes in the bowls. Well, what about this? Has there ever been how there's donut holes and there's donuts, but what about a hole what about it's the donut plus the hole? So the hole hasn't been punched out yet. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just it's a
It's a
full
disc.
piece. It's a disc.
Give
Yeah.
me the whole thing.
It's a discus.
Yeah, and then they could fill it with jelly, kind of like a jelly donut.
Okay, but like say they didn't fill it, because that does sound like something we've had before, jelly filled donut or whatever, a cream filled
Yeah, but
donut.
no
But
one's
just
had cream-filled, jelly-filled ice cereal. I mean,
well, that's what I'm saying. Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay, you're saying for the cereal. I'm saying for a donut though. Even what about how come they haven't done just a donut discus? You know,
they have.
it's the
Can't you buy
whole.
them? Can't you just buy ones that don't have the hole punched out?
That's what I'm wondering.
So,
And
so all the ones in that shape are filled with stuff.
well, I'm saying not filled though, just full, just regular
I know
donut.
we're
Not
saying the same thing. I'm just saying you've never seen one with no stuff
right.
jammed in it. If
That's
it's
right.
in that shape, if it's
That's
in the
what I'm. Yeah.
disc.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if they're gonna do that, they have to make it into a long john because the long john is, you know, it's basically that. But is there something that these bakers can't handle about a donut that's doesn't have the
Actually,
hole punched and isn't filled with?
I just thought of something. Is why are donuts in the shape of a torus in the first place? Why? What's the point of that?
Well, it probably makes sense. I mean, I think when you're making it, you're rolling it into a ball. It's just when you have dough in your hands, it's gonna do a ball naturally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I bet early donuts were probably the way you're describing, where it's just a full disc. But then
Uh-huh.
maybe the middle didn't cook; it kind of was raw. So in order to keep it a consistent thickness, they would
Huh.
like punch a hole out in the center.
Oh, so you're thinking that's a pretty interesting idea. So you're saying that it wouldn't, for the amount of time that they would deep fry the donut or whatever, deep fry the pastry, the middle wouldn't get cooked enough. So cut it out.
Right. You can't get, yes, just cut it out.
That's interesting. But now let's go back to the cereal. Cheerios discs, okay, and they're filled.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Okay, so and they're filled with guess what?
Kicks.
No, they're
What?
filled with honey. Like you know what I mean? They're filled with some sort of honey jelly.
A
You know
little
what I mean?
burst of honey jelly.
Yeah, or something like that. So it's kind of like imagine what are they called? Donut. What are those donuts called? They're just called jelly filled donuts, right, or something like that. So yeah, honey filled Cheerios discuses. Disci.
I mean, why not?
That
I
could be
think the
kind of.
technology has to be there at this point.
Imagine this: biting into a Cheerios discus and then just getting a little burst of honey in your mouth. Something to think
Or any
about.
kind of sweet flavor that you can think of, you know?
Raspberry jelly,
What if about this, Brent?
strawberry jelly, orange jelly.
You take a Dippin' Dot and then you put a cereal coating around it and then you keep it frozen. It's like frozen cereal, but only the Dippin' Dot is really the ice cream part. And then you put it in the bowl and you eat it. And then the milk kind of unfrosts it. Just think about it. There's
Think
something there.
about this. Think
Ice
about
cream
this.
cereal.
I I was just about to say
Ice
ice
cream
cream
cereal. Get us
cereal.
in the room, General Mills. Give us a call.
Wait, hold on. I just thought of something else just now.
What's this?
What about frozen cereal? There's popsicle. It's kind of part popsicle, part cereal. So it's the kind of same thing as ice cream, but there's, you know, it's popsicle that's inside of it, in the middle of it, or something like that.
You know, Starbucks tried this kind of, well, not that at all, but like they do those popsicles, but it's cake. Have you seen that crap?
Cake pops.
See, that's when you hire people that ain't right. You know, they're kind of on our level, but they're not. Like a cake pop, what is the point of that? Just give me What's wrong with eating a
Well, I
muffin?
guess because
You
it's
don't
like
want to
getting,
touch. You want to touch it or something?
yeah, it's like cake on a stick.
I know, but I don't know. For some reason, that ain't right.
Would you like hot dog on a stick?
Yeah.
You do?
I mean, I don't eat hot dogs, but I'll eat the. I'll eat the. They have the veggie ones at hot dog on a stick. It's good. It's a corn dog.
Here's my
Corn
question.
dogs are good. I ain't gonna say they ain't good.
All right, question.
Yes, sir.
Wait, why did you put your hand up just now?
Because you had your hand up. Why were you? You did it first.
I was raising my hand to say something.
And I was like, I don't know. I was just doing like we're meeting each other in space and we're showing that we're peaceful or something.
I see. All right. Well, look, I know you don't eat meat, but when you used to eat meat and you got a hot dog on a stick, okay, or even a corn dog, did you ever lick it like a popsicle?
No, that is some psychopathic stuff right there.
But imagine that. What about hot dogs you can lick? Like lickable hot dogs,
Writing it down.
That's a really good idea. Lickable hot dog, So it's a hot dog on a stick.
Yeah, but let me before you go on here. Hot dog on a stick is a corn dog, right? You go to the mall, you go to you go to the place hot dog on a stick. They dip it in batter.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's not on a stick and then there's a bun. That wouldn't make any sense. It's a corn dog.
Okay, I'm just wondering, what about hot dog on a stick? No corn dog. It's just the hot dog itself. I mean, no bun or whatever, or no corn or whatever.
That would be kind of a funny prank, is like take over a hot dog on a stick store and people order a hot dog on the stick and you go, like, order one. Because have you been there? You've been there before, right?
I've seen it. You
never ate there?
Correct.
You don't have to be so secretive about it. It's fine. You've never eaten there. It's not a good place.
I'm not.
You're like afraid to answer the question.
I'm not. No, I'm not. What made you think that?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know. There's something about the way you say.
No, I'm not. I would say
like you're ashamed to admit you've never been there or something.
No, I've seen it before. I've never eaten there before. I've seen it.
That's wild. It's good. I mean, it's good trash. It's fried. They go like this, right? You're like, can I get a veggie dog? They're like, okay. They take it. It's upside down. And then they dip it right in front of you in the batter. And then they put it in the fryer. So it's made to order, right? So if we come in and we prank them, order one from me. Get a real one.
Yeah.
I'm like the employee. You order one.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I'll get one hot dog on a stick.
Here. And it's just raw. It's just a hot dog on a stick. You know what I mean? It's just that. Not even cooked. You just go here.
Oh,
and then it'll be. Oh yeah, then do.
Are you gonna put the batter on it and put it in the fryer?
What does this look like? What am I holding?
A hot dog on a stick.
And what is the name of this place?
Hot dog on a stick.
Is there anything else you need? That'll be $5. Do you want some lemonade? We have 7 flavors.
Actually, that'd be funny if you said you want some lemonade, and I go, yeah, sure. And then it turns out it's some sort of lemon helper, or something like that. I don't know, some other kind of.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Then that's like literal too.
Yeah.
That's kind of good.
Hey, listen, I got this idea for hot dog on a stick. Okay.
Wait, I was like, yo, can I get that lemonade? And some guy comes out and he's like an arborist or something, He's like, all right, where's the problem? And he's like, he's got pruners and fertilizer. He's just got he's just holding pruners and fertilizer, and he's wearing like a big hat.
He sees the cut in a lemon peel, for the lemon, and he sews it up. He kind of gives the lemon stitches. He kind of sews up the cut, or something like that, or he just sort of helps with the lemons. He just brings the lemons. He's like, "Here's your lemon."
No, and then it's like,
he's like, "I picked it fresh."
Wait, okay. I'll be the customer now. I'm like, okay, can I get a lemonade?
Sure thing. Jesse? Hey, I'm Jesse. I'll be your lemonade. I have big ones and I have small ones. What would you prefer? I picked them fresh just this morning.
I want you. That's what I asked for. I didn't ask for I want the lemonade. That's you. Let's go. You know what I mean?
And
Like
then
the
I go,
customer, like then the customer gets like literal and they
right,
want the man who's the actual
right,
lemonade.
right. And he
Like you
goes,
think he's the lemonade, like, can I get a doctor? It's like I
right,
want the doctor. I don't want what they can do. I don't want the what the lemonade is gonna assist
right,
with. I want the lemonade himself.
right. I want you here. I'll be the customer. Actually, you're the lemonade. Ready?
Right.
Can I get a lemonade?
Hold on. Jesse, come on out here. Customer. Hey, I'm Jesse. I'll be your lemonade. I got uh I got some Myers over here and I got your classic yellow lemons and what can I help you with? Or
I want you.
huh?
It says $3.99 lemonade.
You know, Jesse,
Well,
I got him with the stick thing, so you're gonna have to go with him.
okay, because look, the reason I need you is because I was wondering if you could check out my acorn. It's kind of doing some weird stuff, you know, and I figure, you know, someone of your expertise might be able to handle it. I don't know. You know, it's funny. I wanted to add on to what you had done already, but I kind of just didn't end up doing that. Oh well.
That's fine. You did a slightly different,
I was just trying. I was
you did
just
like a
wanted.
different performance of it.
Well, I just wanted. I kind of just wanted to crack. I don't know. I wanted to try it out too. I wanted to try it out for size. I wanted to role play also.
It's fun. Yeah, feel free.
Now
Let's circle back here a little bit because
Oh,
you had this
okay.
lickable hot
Lickable
dog, I
dog.
believe.
I wanted to circle back to the lickable dog as well. Actually,
Um,
check. Can
okay.
I?
So say it's at here's how I can imagine it. You would need some scientists and food scientists to like figure this out. But you take the batter and the dog itself. Say you got the dog, a hot dog by itself. It's not. You can't lick it. You can lick it, but it's not gonna. Your tongue isn't. You're not gonna eat it like that. So you got to
Well,
make some kind of science. Get in the lab, grind up the dog till it turns into a sort of a
a
chalky
paste.
a
Yeah,
paste a
it's a
paste that you can lick that when the moisture
opaque.
of your tongue scrapes against it it'll almost have like if you get like a muffin wet. I'm trying.
No, I
That's
hear
not
what
a
you're
good.
saying. It's
You know
no,
what I'm
I know what you
saying?
mean. It is. Well, perhaps it's a. They're popsicles. They're basically
So
hot dog.
it's not frozen though.
They're hot dogsicles,
Uh-huh.
or they're called doxicles. Can they be hot?
I just like lickable hot dogs. I mean,
I know. I like the idea. It's you lick it. You lick it up. You basically. It's made. It's sort of. It's a finely ground meat that is formed into a. You know, a sort of
up.
yeah.
Okay, so
But I have another thought, by the way.
well,
But go
here's
on.
how it should be then. By the way, this is disgusting, but if you're gonna do it, here's how you gotta do it. Like a pate or like a liverwurst,
Yeah.
right? That's meat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the kind when you take a liver and you mash it into a sort of like a hummus like spread,
Uh-huh.
but then you put it on a stick and you can get to the lick.
I think it's even more solid than a hummus, you know? It's just basically
It's more that yeah, it's like a pate is a little more solid than a hummus, isn't it?
well, whatever the case may be is maybe you could what if you could form a hot dog this substance into a torus?
Oh, dude. Hot dog rings?
What about hot dog holes?
Hot
Okay,
dog holes.
hold on a second.
Isn't
Here
that just a
go,
meatball at this point?
right, exactly. Well, what about the meatball donut?
Oh,
A meat donut. Okay, let me just circle back to the
I have
lickable
another
dog.
donut idea too, but you can circle back
I
first.
got a dog lick idea here.
All
Okay,
right.
listen. There's coatings on the hot dog. Okay, so not a bready coating like a corn dog, but there is a lickable coating like a flavor, like kind of like a cranberry glaze or something like that, or an orange glaze or something like. There's a glaze on it that's lickable and it's hard, and you could lick it like a candy almost, and or you could bite into it when the coating is really thin. You could crunch into it. Imagine crunching into a very thin sort of candy coating on a hot dog, and it's flavored. That could be kind of pretty cool, actually. Imagine a nice beef hot dog, and it has a very thin coating. I'm just trying to think of a good flavor that would go with it. Blackberry. Okay, it's a wagyu beef hot dog with a blackberry thin candy coating. Okay, hard shell, but very thin. It's almost like a dry blackberry ice. Okay, and you can lick it, yummy, and then you could crunch into it, and you're getting a chewy dog with crunchy bits of blackberry kind of candy in it. Yum-y. Let's go.
Wow.
That's a good idea. I think that's a really good idea.
I think they should start. I mean, I like blackberries are my favorite berries, by the way. I crank.
Yeah,
I've been like addicted to them, and
dude, I love blackberries.
I eat a basket. If you want to circle back to cereals, I've been addicted to like granola, but I get these granola and like certain types of cereal. They make cereal that has like 0 sugar or like 1 gram, and it's called like keto cereal. So it's keto, and
what does keto mean?
ketogenic is like a type of diet where like you basically have no carbs or something.
Aye.
You have like no sugar and no carbs. Anyway,
All right.
this cereal, usually the keto diet typically has a lot of meat. It's almost like the Atkins diet or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was trying to find these granolas that don't have a lot of sugar, because those even have a lot of sugar in them. And there
They
was
sure
like,
do.
so I saw these new ones starting to come in at the store, keto friendly cereal, and it has like,
Oh, are they called ketos?
oh, they should be. No, it's just it's like granola, and then there's these other ones that look like little golden grams, but they're so good, and they have like no sugar, but they're sweet somehow. They sweeten it with monk fruit, whatever that is. And anyway, I'll take a whole, your classic basket of berries. I'll eat that whole basket in one sitting.
Dude, I love blackberries.
Blackberries
Blackberries,
are my number one berry
well,
all day.
raspberries are probably my number one berry, but blackberries is a close second.
Well, I like raspberries okay, but they're not a second.
I
They're
love
way down
raspberries.
the line, dude. I'm talking blueberries are probably second.
Oh, heck no.
Oh, all
Heck
right.
no
Well,
for me on
whatever.
that.
Like, it doesn't matter. It's different strokes for different folks.
Wait, are you
But
telling me you like strawberries more than raspberries?
I think I do.
Heck no.
Some raspberries are better. It's when you get those velvety, perfect ones that are good. But the actual flavor of it, I don't know.
Dude,
I'm
I
not
love
that
them,
into it.
but look,
Sorry. Blackberries are my number one, and that's all I can say.
blackberries are my number two, but I love blackberries. I love them. I mean, you give me blackberries and raspberries together, ooh, that just sucks my own thing.
So that's what I've been eating. I'm trying to remember the brand. I can get the brand right now and show you, but there'll be a little bit of dead air.
No,
Man,
we
it's
don't need
so
that.
good.
I
It's
don't
so
need that.
good. I can look it up right now. 1 second.
You know what would be good,
But
Doug?
I haven't. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, first of all, have you ever heard of a cereal called golden turmeric?
I had a turmeric. Catalina Crunch is the keto cereal that I've been eating. Look it up, folks.
What about golden turmeric?
I got a turmeric granola because I try them all, you know. I got a turmeric flavored, and I love turmeric stuff. I just put it on a salad I had earlier. But like in my granola, it wasn't, the flavor ain't right.
Well, golden turmeric is pretty good, and I got it once. I don't eat this as something to start the day off with. This is more of a dessert, you know. I think because there is sugar in it. You know, there's not a lot of sugar in it,
Oh,
but
well,
there is.
what is it? Are you talking about that milk?
Let me look for. No,
It's
and
like,
then I use coconut milk. That's unsweetened coconut milk
wait,
in
do you
there.
know what I'm talking about? It's a turmeric drink with milk in it.
No. I know
Coconut
what you're
milk.
talking about. No. I know
What
what
is
that
that
is.
called?
That is called golden milk, isn't it, or something like that?
It's something like that, but it's called like, what is that called?
Gold. It's called. Anyway, Nature's Path makes this golden turmeric cereal, and I'm about to tell you what's in it. It's a good. It's kind of good. I mean, I'm just saying that. I imagine I haven't done this yet, but if I had blackberries in this, it would have been sucking my thing.
Sucking your
So
thing?
okay,
I think it might be called golden milk. Yeah.
here's what it is. Okay,
Yeah, it's golden milk.
this
Good
thing has
drink.
got golden milk. Yeah. So this is what this got. All right, golden turmeric cereal features crunchy gluten-free flakes. They're corn flakes coated with a blend of ancient superfoods: turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, and black pepper. Hmm? Black pepper, that turns me on. Okay, that gets me going a little bit, right?
I like it, but keep it out of my
And
cereal.
let's look at the actual ingredients: cornmeal, yellow corn flour, cane sugar. I could do without the cane sugar. Dried coconut, quinoa, amaranth, spices. The spices is turmeric, cinnamon, ginger, black pepper, honey, sea salt, vanilla, and cardamom flavors. Anyway, I think you put that, and then I did it with coconut milk, unsweetened coconut milk. A good little dessert. And man, if I put some blackberries in there, I would have been sucking my own thing.
Brent, one time when I was a kid, I was with my friend and his mother was very attractive.
Oh hell yeah!
And we were at the store and she was buying a bottle of wine.
Oh yeah!
And then the guy checking her out goes, "Are you an Indian spice?" And she's like, "What?" And he goes, "Cause I got a cardamom. I got a cardamom." That's not a real story. I just made it up.
Oh really? Oh wow!
No, you just
Pretty
said
good.
cardamom, and I thought that was a funny word.
I thought that you that really happened.
No,
No, because
but no, that's a good pickup line. But it wouldn't make any sense. Like if you see an attractive. Oh
well, it
wait,
doesn't have to.
but like
It's
they
not.
have to be a mom. I mean, like they have to be checking them out. How about it's like this? You're at the spice aisle at Ralph's. You're the attractive woman, right?
Uh-huh.
You're looking at the spices. I'm like, excuse me. I'm trying to think how this is going to work. Wait.
She's like, "Are you
Excuse
over
me.
18?"
Do you have any children? No. Are you trying to buy
Are you
alcohol?
over it?
No. Oh, because I thought I was going to have to cardamom. It doesn't even. It's not even a pickup line. It doesn't like. Usually those pickup lines like that, they say like you're the only 10 I see or like
Right. Or
something that
the guy
something.
checking her out. The guy checking her out could have said, he's like, "Hey, you know how I'm checking you out? Well, I'm also checking you out."
Uh-huh.
That would be kind of a pickup line. But
How about he's like this? You know how I'm checking you out?
yeah.
Well, check me out. And then he goes, and then he like zips down his vest a little bit. What do you think about
And,
that?
and he pulls out a product for you to scan for him or something. We'll be getting this golden
Yeah.
turmeric.
He goes, well, check me out. And he like puts her behind the register
Yeah.
and she just like scans a few things for him. And then he's like,
He, un-
thanks. And
and
she's like, what?
he undoes his fly and he takes out other products in there. It's not sexual. He just, okay, I didn't have anywhere to put this. So
Yeah, it's not even a pickup. It's just, he's just like, check me out. All right, we gotta add that to the
What?
list of weird scenes that we must make one day.
Oh, right.
Maybe that's what we
So
should do. Is
let's
just
think.
we should just come up with all these weird ideas, make a movie, and just the movie doesn't really have a plot. It's just one
Right,
after
just
another,
scenes.
just weird, interesting stuff.
Call it
The movie's
scenes.
called like
Scenes.
Interesting Scenes. You know,
Or what if it's called just funny scenes? Hilarious. How about hilarious moments?
that's too. I don't want to like oversell it. You could just say interesting moments or interesting
How about
scenes.
good moments? Good times.
I love the movie idea. The title, we can work on it.
Okay, well,
How
listen to
about like
this.
just, something more downplayed, you know what I mean? Like
I hear that.
different ideas, you know?
How about moments
How
to
about
remember?
different ideas? You like that?
How about various ideas?
Various ideas is even better, I think.
So,
You know what we should do is we should get a Kickstarter going for our movie, our feature project. Brent and Doug from Poundhouse finally are making a movie. Various ideas. Okay, what's it called? No, it's called Various Ideas. Well, oh, that's interesting. What is it about? Two guys trying to make it in the city? No, it's just like a checkout guy saying, "Check me out." Then he has the woman check him out, and then that scene's over. And then you get to a different, there's various scenes like that.
how about this? Let's think of pickup lines that aren't pickup lines, like your cardamom thing, Pickup lines that don't actually do any picking up.
Well, I had a whole bit of these.
Really?
Yeah. That was like a big yeah, I had a whole string of these things, in my act. One of them
What's
was like, "Damn, do you shit with that ass?" That was one. Do you remember that? And I do one that was like,
I guess that's that. Yeah. Was there
well,
one about
they're like
taxes?
opposite. There was this other one. Some of them are like opposite. They're
Doing
like,
your
they're
taxes or
like,
something?
"Excuse me, miss, are you a used car salesman? Because you've shown no interest in 6 months." It's like,
Right.
you're saying that she's not interested.
Right.
So they're kind of
Okay.
like anti pickup lines.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Already covered. You covered it already.
Didn't I tell my didn't I tell my Fonzie one on here?
How does that go?
Um, it's something like, is your dad Fonzie? Because I want him to step into my office, and I want to step into his office. It's like talking about picking up their dad, and stepping into Fonzie's office was the bathroom at Al's. He'd be
Uh-huh.
like, "All right, step." When he has to have a little sidebar with someone, he's like, "All
Yeah.
right, step into my office," and they go into the bathroom.
Right.
No one will understand. It
You
doesn't
know,
matter. No one to me, it's
did,
funny, but
did we already talk about this? But do you know that Happy Days, how many spin-offs that show had?
Laverne and Shirley.
You won't be able to guess
Wait, was
all of
that
them.
even a spinoff?
Yes, it
They
was.
were
Yeah.
in Happy Days, those two.
Yes.
Um, Joni Loves Chachi,
Yeah.
Fonzie and Friends, Al's Diner. I don't know
Yeah.
how
No,
much.
Fonzie and Friends is a spin-off, actually.
Is that a real show? I'm kidding.
I think it's an animated show, I
I
think.
just made that up.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Fonzie and Friends is a spin-off here. Let me just look that up.
No way.
Hold on, let me see. I think I think it is. Hold on, let me see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about
Let's get
that.
back to
Okay, let me
donuts.
just okay, fine, I will, but I just want to say this. There's nine spin-offs
That's wild.
or something like that. But I think two of them went to the pilot stage, I think. But you know what's crazy is that there's one of the spin-offs was Happy Days. The show, there was a scheduling error, and the spin-off show premiered before the episode that where the spin-off character appeared in for on Happy Days.
Wait, say it again. What happened?
So essentially a lot of these TV shows, they kind of just use them to launch other shows. Like the idea of it being a spinoff is hardly there. They just will have a character appear on one or two episodes and then they'll do a whole spinoff series on that person. But really, they're using a popular show to sort of just help launch another show, right? So there was a scheduling problem, and then there was a show that the premiere episode of the spinoff show, it actually aired on accident. It ended up airing before that character had appeared on Happy Days. The episode where they appear
the
came out
spinoff
later
came before the
before
spinoff character.
Yeah, and so it was a mistake actually. But it was just it's kind of ridiculous, some of these spinoffs. But anyway, all right, let's get back to
Has there ever been a spinoff where the spinoff is better than the original?
Well, one might. I don't know. I mean, Cheers is obviously a great show, but I think I would say that I personally like Frasier more than Cheers. You know, and I would say Frasier is one of my favorite shows.
Wait a second here. I got a list of 10 spinoffs that were better than the original.
Well, Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul is definitely better than Breaking Bad.
Well, this is all subjective. I might agree with you there, but number 10 is Frasier.
I love Frasier. I love it more than Cheers.
Number 10 is Boston Legal. I guess that's a spinoff of The Practice.
Yeah,
I never seen either of these.
Never really saw that.
Family Matters is a spinoff of
the spinoff of Perfect Strangers, and that I disagree. I think Perfect Strangers was better than Family Matters.
The Flash is a spinoff of Star. I don't know what.
Never heard of her. Never.
I don't know
will.
what that is.
Never will.
Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I mean, that just seems like it's a spinoff of SUV, but like, I mean, it's not SUV. It's
just a spinoff of Law and Order, but that's
I mean, that doesn't count. Come on,
that doesn't count. That don't count. That don't count. Everybody knows.
The Jeffersons. Do you know what that's a spinoff of?
All in the Family. All in the Family had a ton of spinoffs also.
Interesting. Facts of Life. Can you name the spinoff?
And back up. The Jeffersons is a good show, but I think All in the Family is kind of more groundbreaking though. And
I never got into either one, but
I actually been revisiting those shows lately and watching a lot of clips from them. They're really good. They're really interesting shows. They're interesting shows because George Jefferson and Archie Bunker, they're both kind of anti-heroes, you know? They're both really misguided characters, and everyone else knows better than that they do. So it's usually the case that the patriarch of a family kind of, knows best. Daddy knows best or whatever. Father knows best. But in those cases, everyone knows better than them. Archie Bunker and George Jefferson.
I don't know. Are you sure that, like, what about the Honeymooners? Did Ralph Cramden, did he know best? He was kind of a hothead. He was kind of, I guess, like the wives were smarter than.
I guess you're right about that. I guess you're right about that. But anyway, they're still pretty groundbreaking because there's a lot of kind of very unlikable qualities about those characters, Archie Bunker and George Jefferson.
Yeah, unlikable.
And that's interesting that they're the stars of the show, and they're kind of unlikable or misguided and stuff,
Do you think Facts of Life is better than Different Strokes?
Absolutely not.
See, that's what they're saying here at number 4.
You know that Molly Ringwald was in the first season of Facts of Life?
Oh yeah, like as a friend or something, or as a
no, she was a main cast member. Now Helen Hunt was also in Facts of Life as a friend, as a more minor character, but yeah, Molly Ringwald.
I wonder what some of them are up to these days. Joe and Tootie, what are they doing? Or Blair?
Well, Tootie, Kim Field was in Living Singles, that show, and she's she was in stuff.
Gotta look it up real quick.
Natalie, Blair, yeah. Joe came later though, I think.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Nancy McKeon is Joe. She was my favorite.
I know. I totally get that for you.
Kind of a tomboy.
Right.
Anyway, she seems to be thriving.
Oh, let me say this about Different Strokes, by the way. The later years of Different Strokes are not so good. The show kind of jumps the shark a little bit, but when Mr. Drummond, he gets married and they bring in Danny Cooksey to play
Right.
the new sort of younger cute kid and stuff. And nothing against those actors, but I just felt like the dynamic of the show kind of just changed, and I don't know, the show just becomes not as good as it was the first few
I
seasons.
haven't
So
seen that like since I was like, I would like to rewatch.
I've been
Are
revisiting
they
that
on
show.
Hulu or any kind of service like that?
Well, you can watch a lot of clips on YouTube,
I don't want the clip. I want the full thing.
right? It's interesting though, these shows that, I mean, All in the Family really, there's an episode of All in the Family that is really intense, where Edith, you know, the wife on the show, who's a really quirky character, you know, it's not, she almost gets raped. And it's such a crazy intense episode. And this rapist comes into her home, I mean their home, you know, and everyone is at the somewhere else. And it's an interesting character to do this to have to be the victim of the situation, because she's such a, you know, silly character usually, you know, she's, you know, oh, she, you know, she talks like this, you know, and she's always kind of, you know, she seems kind of like she's like very much, I mean, the show is a comedy obviously, but it's like she's like the real kind of comic relief kind of in a lot of ways, you know, like she's just so kooky, you know. And for her to be a rape victim is so crazy.
Who was the perpetrator?
It was just a one-off. I mean, it wasn't someone, or it wasn't a regular in the show, but
Oh, so it wasn't like date rape with the husband?
no, 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 no. But it's just a really intense episode. It's really crazy. It's like really interesting and pretty ambitious of the show to try to tackle that subject, being a comedy and stuff, because they tackle a lot of issues, race and, you know, just everything political you can
Well,
think of.
when I was a kid, I had no interest in that. As you can imagine, that's not a show for
Yeah,
me.
I didn't have an interest in it either as a kid, but I did have an interest in Different Strokes when I was a kid. I watched that all the time, but
Well, that's not what of course I did.
no, I know, just to differentiate. But
Yeah.
All in the Family, I'm looking back at clips now, and I'm really a lot more appreciative of the show, and it's really good. It's really interesting what they do with that show, and I think a lot of people get that show wrong. You know, Archie Bunker's, he's portrayed as a buffoon. You know, he's misguided and he's bigoted, and a lot of people just miss the point on that he's supposed to be an idiot on the show. You know, like people don't. You know, I don't know. They don't get. Some people think they agree with him. You know what I mean?
Right. I
Some
know.
people think that he's a hero, but he's not. I mean,
It's supposed to show like, look, this guy's ignorant.
he's an idiot. He's an idiot. You know, but also, you know, that show lasted a really long time, and through the progression of the show, he does grow more as a.
He gets woke.
I mean, you know, later on in the show, he actually, he punches an actual real racist guy, you know?
Remember that, like those later seasons where he divorces his wife and then he gets all fit and he gets like all swole, and then he's like a single bachelor and he's just like out there taking acid and like opening up his mind and like getting into the hippie scene, and he's getting into the underground jazz scene, and then he like like
he grows a ponytail and stuff.
he's got a ponytail and a goatee, and he's like cool. He's like a hep cat. And he's like real cool.
And he starts going by Archibald instead.
Right.
Hey, what's up, Archibald?
What's up, Arch? Wait,
no, but
I was gonna say, you want to go down the list, a couple more here that are pretty interesting.
Oh yeah.
That I think number 3, I would have to agree with. Star Trek Next Generation is a much more better written, much more interesting.
Yeah, that might be true. Yeah.
Dive into sci-fi kind of ideas. I think there's a better.
Yeah, I would
show.
say that's kind of true. I mean, I watched that show a lot when I was younger.
Yeah, but no respect to the original. It wouldn't happen without that original.
Oh, the original was a really good show too.
That was a good show too. Number 2, Simpsons. Can you remember? Yeah.
Through the Tracy Ullman show.
That was a spinoff. Yeah.
The Tracy Ullman show. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I mean, sure.
And then coming in at number 1, NCIS.
That don't count. That don't count.
How does that count? What is this? What is
I don't
this
know. It's
show?
another one of these cop shows. You know, it's in one of these.
Oh, it's a spinoff of Jag. I gotta show you. I gotta show you this. I gotta screen share for a second. Have you seen this show?
Oh, let me. I think I might have to allow you to do this. Hold on. Okay, you're allowed. No, I
Are you seeing this? Like, why is there like a? Who's this character? What? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, are they like, oh, we got to have some sex appeal here? Put like a goth kind of like rocker.
I don't even know what this show is about. I've never even thought.
I mean, look at this. Are you saying this is a better spinoff than The Simpsons, that has been on the air for like 40 years or something?
Well, The Simpsons.
30 years.
I feel like the later seasons of The Simpsons probably have diminished the
but
overall no, but they've like in a way taken the earlier seasons down a peg too, in a sense. But like the season the show as a whole has diminished in value because of the the later seasons or whatever.
You know what? NCIS has been at the top of the ratings. It says here.
That's interesting. I don't know anything about NCIS, whatever it's called. I've never seen it ever, and I've never had any interest.
I bet I would like those shows if I gave it a shot.
You know what's also crazy? There's shows that have been in existence for a long time that I bet you've never seen a clip of, like Supernatural.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? That show's still on.
There's so many shows. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah. Well, anyway, wait, you do like Better Call Saul more than Better Call Dad? Better Breaking Dad? Better be Breaking Dad?
Better Break Dad? It's hard to say. I like them both. The thing with Better Call Saul, I watched them. I don't think I've even seen the latest one yet. Somehow I was in the flow of watching them. And then when the new one came out, I was watching something else and I forgot to watch it. But I do like Better Call Saul. I think Bob is great. I like his character.
I think that the
relationship between, there's things I like about it. Yeah, maybe it is better.
I just think it's much more complex. The emotionally, it's more complex, I think. Or the character dynamics are much more, there's way more depth to them than anything in Breaking Bad. Yeah.
It has less kind of like not unbelievable characters. That's not the word I'm looking for, but like characters that are like characters that I dislike. It has less of them, less characters in Better Call Saul that are like kind of like they don't seem like real people or something. You get a few of those in Saul.
Better,
like the bad guys are really good, and it's probably better.
I just think the relationship between Bob Odenkirk's character and Michael McKean's character is the best. That's the best thing in the show. But there's some other interesting relationships in the show as well. But that dynamic is so complicated, and it's really good.
Look, it's good. It's great. Yeah, that should have been on that list. How is that not on that list? When is this list from? I closed it.
I could see why they would say Family Matters is better than Perfect Strangers, but I do like Perfect Strangers a lot. Although I'll say the later years of Perfect Strangers kind of lost it too. They did.
I guess we have to wrap up the main show kind of soon, but I just had a few notes I wrote down here.
Yeah, let's cover it. Let's hit them. Oh yeah, we were supposed to answer questions from. Well, I was supposed to remind you about that, but.
Well, I have them pulled up here.
Well, we could do that.
We have a Discord, and we were going to answer the questions. We could do that after the.
We could just do that. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a Discord for the Poundcast. I don't think you need to be a Patreon member, but you might as well be a Patreon member. Patreon.com/Poundcast.
They're in the descriptions for the episodes on whatever site our podcast is on now.
Oh,
I don't
the
know.
Discord is in there.
There's a link to it. Yeah.
Okay.
But
So I
also,
posted, do you have any questions for me and Brent? And a few people answered. Um, anyway, we'll get to
well,
those later.
we'll get to those later. Yeah.
Just to circle back to bring it back to the donuts.
To circle back to a
Okay.
donut.
Just to circle back.
You could donut
Wait,
back to
just
the donut. Donut back
Taurus.
to the donut.
What is that word?
Oh, Taurus.
Just to Taurus back. Instead of circle back, Taurus back. Anyway, I got 4 Tauruses on my Taurus.
I thought about Ford Taurus. I thought about that. I thought about.
Wait,
Ford
I have
Taurus.
4. That's a good like rap like couplet. I got 4 Tauruses on my Ford Taurus. Because there's a Ford Taurus, and 4 Tauruses are the 4 wheels, the 4 tires. You dig?
Oh yeah. I got
good
4
rhyme.
Tauruses on my Ford Taurus.
Yeah. Anyway, how about this? We go to Dunkin' Donuts. We'll go to corporate. We'll pitch this idea. I said, look, you guys pioneered the donut hole, aka the munchkin, and that's been a huge success. How about let's do jelly. Okay, I got 2 ideas. Jelly donut holes. It's just like a squirt of jelly. Just it's gross. But how about this? An inverse jelly donut. So you put a donut hole, right? You start with the hole, and then you just slime around it a torus of filling.
That's sort of interesting. It kind of reminds me.
You got to eat it with like a spoon.
You know what? That kind of reminds me of my lickable dog. That I was talking about with the candy coating. Check this. Imagine a very thin, hard shell candy coating over a donut hole. So when you crunch into it, it's chewy on the inside and it's bready on the inside. That sounds kind of yummy. It's kind of the opposite. It's like what you're saying, kind of, but it's the opposite of a jelly fill. It's more of a jelly sort of shell glaze. Hard.
I think that when you have those donuts that are covered, kind of like a Krispy Kreme, it's kind of got a glaze on it.
Thicker than a glaze. It's more than just a glaze.
Sir.
What?
Would you agree, sir?
Yes, but it's more than just a glaze.
Okay, well, I have one more idea before we go after dark.
It's a shell.
You got the cake donut, and you have what's the other kind called? Just like a flour donut?
It's a,
like you go to Dunkin' Donuts, you get your basic ass one as a flour donut.
Whatever it's called.
But you know what a cake donut is, right?
Yeah, those are thicker.
Yeah. I think it's called a flour donut. Let me just double check here. But you take a cake donut hole, okay? And you put it in a flour donut that instead of having the jelly, there's a donut hole in there.
Hold on a second. What? You're saying get a cake donut hole,
right?
Put it in a regular donut middle.
Yes. Instead of the jelly, you bite in and you get a different kind of donut on the middle.
That's interesting, but that makes me think of another idea.
Yes, sir.
Check this out. It's a regular donut, right? But it has a filling. And that filling is a cake donut.
That's what I said.
No. There's no hole. The hole is it's shaped like a regular torus. There's no hole. Imagine just a torus. It looks like a regular donut. You bite into it. There's a cake donut in there. There's like a middle layer in the torus. That's the cake donut.
So it's kind of like that. The cheesy crust when you get the pizza, then they somehow get a like a tube of cheese around the crust, but that instead of cheese, it's a cake donut. So it's two types of donuts in one.
Yeah, but I'm saying the cake donut is in the middle though. Like the surrounding part is the regular donut.
Yeah, no, I'm into that.
That could be kind of interesting. It's like a It's like a multi-layered donut. Imagine a 7-layer donut.
Ooh. They got to hire us, Brent. We have too many good ideas.
I know, man. We wish
I
we
mean,
could get
we spent
hired.
1 hour just joking around, but some of these ideas are lit. I meant to say legit, and I said lit. I never say lit.
I know.
Like lit. Like I would never say that. Like sometimes I say dope, and I hate that.
I know that's
But
stupid.
there's what am I going to say? Cool. I'm going to say cool again. Awesome.
I know. No,
we need
look.
you know what? Let's figure out new words for lit, dope, and awesome in after hours. Not after hours. After dark. I forgot what podcast I'm on here.
What's up with office hours having after hours? That's like after dark. I mean, after dark was doing after dark first before after hours, right?
Yeah, what am I going to do? Take umbrage with that? I'm on that show.
I know, but just out of curiosity, did you make up that phrase after hours?
I don't think so.
Because you thought, hey, we gotta do after dark. Let's do after hours.
Honestly, I don't know. You know, I come up with great ideas all the time, so I could have, but I don't think I did. But you never know, you know?
Well, look, we're going to come up with, this is what we're going to do on After Dark. We're going to come up with cool new ways of saying cool that aren't, you know, like you don't have to say words like lit or stuff like that, you know?
And we're going to answer some questions from
the Discord.
Let's see. Okay. Jeff wants to know about our favorite books. So get thinking on that, Brent. Do we fall asleep with the TV on? You ever get a boner in high school?
I mean, look, I'll just give you a little taste right now. The answer to that is definitely yes, but I'll go into detail on After Dark.
Yeah, the answer to that is yes. All right. Well, thank you to our sponsor, LouisvilleVeganFoods.com. Use the code word Poundcast for 20% off.
And thank you to our lovely, let's call them podcast aides.
Yeah, I don't even want to call them interns because that's like they're elevated from that. If you go to our social media, if you see what Jackie and Jack are doing on Instagram and Twitter, they make some cool content. So go to our social media pages, the Poundcast on Instagram, right, Brent?
Yeah, the Poundcast on everything. The only thing that's not the Poundcast is the Patreon, where you can
even YouTube is the Poundcast.
Yeah.
And also thank you to Chloe Bonilla for helping us edit the audio portions of this show. And if you want to get instant access to us talking about high school boners, you just go to patreon.com/Poundcast. That's not the Poundcast.
That's the only thing that's not the.
That's the only thing.
That's the only thing. That's Jack Birch and Jackie Montana, by the way.
Yeah, thank you to Jack
Birch
and Jackie Montana. And we'll see you next time on
the Poundcast.